We are gathered here to announce the coalition of independent candidates for the June 10 by-elections for 10 constituencies that are represented here right now. Basically, this is just an overview of who we are and how we came about to be together. We are candidates from different political backgrounds, brought together by common values, belief systems, and common goals into a coalition standing for people first, economic transformation, broad-based empowerment, electoral reforms, respect for human and civil rights, service delivery, and zero tolerance to corruption, among other things. Our program is for the revival of democratic governance, economic recovery, and restoration of public and international confidence in Zimbabwe under a new political order. We aim to promote political tolerance and unity amongst all Zimbabweans of different political persuasions, regardless of tribe, gender, race, color, or creed, in pursuance of the development of our nation and improvement of the standard of living of our citizens. We are unable to hold public rallies as the culture of violence and intimidation has characterized all past polls, and as we speak, there have been several attempts to abduct one Harare candidate for our Kambuzima constituency, Mr. Betsaineta. And he has actually reported at Marimba police station, RRB number 1194840. So in the interest of protecting our supporters and promoting peace, we are using various innovative strategies in our different constituencies to reach out to the electorate and to give out our message to the electorate. As independent candidates, we are unanimously agreed that the country is now in dire need of new, proactive, unifying, and all-embracing leadership. And we call upon all democratic forces to unite towards this goal. We are also encouraging Dr. J.T.R. Mjuru to stand for election in 2018, as we feel she is a principled and tolerant leader who has the people of Zimbabwe at heart and the ability to lead the revival of our country. We are determined to fight for the rights of the disadvantaged and to unite all Zimbabweans for the common goal of restoring our nation's pride and status. And we hereby encourage all Zimbabweans in all 16 constituencies to come out in numbers and vote as it is their constitutional right to vote. Our team here present, we have, starting from my left, we have Mr. Betsaineta, is the candidate for Kambuzima constituency. We have Mr. Tafadzwa Dzumbunu, he is the candidate for Highfields constituency. We have Mr. Donald Chimatira, he is the candidate for Glenview South. We have Mr. Yemen Karimakwenda, he is the candidate for Dzarasekwa. We have Mr. Msipa, he is the candidate for Makokoba constituency. We have Mr. Mugomeza, who is the candidate for Kwadzana constituency. We also have within the coalition Mr. Jabuliso Mguni. Unfortunately, he had to leave for pressing businesses in his constituency. He left just now. We had a pre-conference meeting with him. And also Mr. Onismos Javairo, who is standing in Mbizo Kwekwe. He's also with us in the coalition. And I, Farai Mapelasko, we are standing in Harare East. I'm the Information and Publicity Secretary for the coalition. I think that is all. And also, and we have Mr. Mhlanga here, who is standing in Pumula constituency in Buloya. Yes.
And we have also Mkhuleni Nyati standing for Luveve.
So basically, this is what we have called you here for, to announce this coalition. Probably we'll take 5 questions pertaining specifically to the coalition, and then if you so wish to, then ask any questions pertaining to constituencies, you can speak to the members. Yes. Yes.
In your statement, you mentioned the name of Joyce Mjuru. Why do you identify Mjuru? Why are you not trying to why specifically?
Well, the reason why we are saying we are encouraging her to step up is because we cannot encourage Mr. Trangira. He is already in politics. He is a political leader for a political party. In the same way, we can't encourage Mr. Simba Makoni. He is already leading the party. And all other political parties that are there, we cannot encourage them to step up and unite with anyone because they are already in there. That's why we said all progressive forces, meaning that we are saying all forces that are there that are progressive can unite. But we are encouraging specifically Maya Mjuru. Why? Because she's not in any political party at the moment. And she's someone we are encouraging to say, come up and step up to the plate and let's unite and work for the betterment of Zimbabwe.
Follow-up, you want her to lead your coalition, you want her to lead for the coalition. Are you saying she must lead your coalition?
No. For national leadership, that's why I say 2018. It's actually specifically for 2018. Yes.
Maybe there's a follow-up question again. What is it that you see in Manchu which makes you very encouraged to join Democratic Islam? What exactly are you seeing here? Does she have potential or maybe necessary support to destroy
Why we are encouraging her? She has been in politics for quite long and she has been doing very well. With actually most of the politicians since the inception, they are actually taking their position first. They are wealthy first, stealing first. Njuru is out of all that, she is clean out of all that. She is actually new in all those. He actually takes people first. No politicians have taken people first. They start with the structures, power, and corruption. You can help me, like you are not answering, you are actually
asking.
You are not asking, you are actually helping me answer. You can as well answer.
No, I'm not. I have a question specifically directed to the coalition. Okay, there is this talk that I keep hearing of people first. Then there is this talk of you proposing that Memju should stand in the 2018 elections.
You are right.
My question is, given that she has been part of a system, it was talk that there is intimidations, you cannot hold rallies. She was part of the system that orchestrated a lot of intimidations, harassments, etc. My question is, what have you seen besides what the response that you gave to the other colleague who asked? What is it about Ma'am Julu that you envy so much to say if she's a better candidate than Morgan Tsvangirai? Morgan Tsvangirai, I think if there is anyone, I'm not an MTC supporter by the way, if there's anyone who has stood against ZANU-PF, it's Morgan Tsvangirai. We have to give him that credit. Why the Ma'am Julu option, given that she's been part of ZANU-PF for the past 30 or so years?
I think to answer you in that, we are not comparing Ma'am Julu to any politician. Like I see, we brought in the comparison with Mr. Tsvangirai. We are not comparing with anyone. All we are saying is we are encouraging her to unite with all progressive forces, of which I think he is one of the progressive forces that are there, so that everyone unites. We are looking at a situation and a solution for Zimbabwe that is every Zimbabwean involved. Not to say we are singling her out to say she's better than anyone, no. But the reason why we have encouraged her is because she's out of the political system right now. And no one really knows what she is about, the decision she's going to take, or whether she is even going to come into politics. So we're just encouraging her to say, come and unite and come and join with other progressive forces. We're not comparing her with any politician when you say that.
We are, like we are saying, like you were saying, we have not chosen, we have not even spoken to her. We are encouraging her. No, what we want is a new political order, like we have said. A new political order where people start to say, we need a leader. Not where, in the scenario where people say, I'm the president, you must follow me. They start actually with the structure of a president, the vice president, then they start looking for the people. This order we're saying was starting from on the ground. People will choose their leader from province, district, until they choose a president. But we as a coalition, we are pioneering that, we encourage you to participate.
Yes,
I would like to ask maybe a question which seems familiar. The coalition seems to be studied by people who are former ZANU-PF members. Does this in any way an influence in trying to woo manage you?
Well, I think to answer you in that, Mr. Msipa sitting next to me, Mr. Mhlanga,
I'm MDC.
He's MDC. He's a former MDC.
MDC.
He's a former MDC parliamentarian. He's a former MDC councillor.
All politically divided.
He has never been politically affiliated. So I think that already.
Maybe I was seeing you and Mr. Donald.
It's just two people.
Me, I'm MDC.
In a coalition of 10 people.
In a coalition of 10 people. MDC in Parliament.
So,
And how are your chances maybe seeing the situation on the ground come next Wednesday?
Come and ask that question on the 11th.
I think the people will speak on the 10th. The people will speak on the 10th.
Or you write
we are
about
trying
it
more
on
that we
the
can do.
11th.
We are trying more that we can do to get our message to the people, and the people will speak on the 10th. And I think.
And you also write about it. We rely on you on writing on
Yeah, I
it.
just wanted to know, why are you forming this just a week before the elections? Where were you all along? And secondly, are you going to part ways after the elections? Or you are going to form a party? I don't know.
Well, we have no plans of forming a party. But like we said, we want to have a scenario where all democratic, all progressive, all selfless leaders or politicians come together, despite where they're coming from, despite the agenda, despite of the color, the creed, the tribe, to say, let's unite and have a solution for Zimbabweans, by Zimbabweans. We're not looking at, obviously, yes, if there is in future, if there is then that scenario where other progressive forces say, let's work together, we are willing to work with anyone. It's not like we are a political party, no. And we have not formed this. We have just identified, as we got into the elections, I mean, nomination was just on the 16th of April. And after nomination, we then, when you're laying out your manifestos, when you're talking to the people, you then find that there are people with the same values with you. And
Same beliefs.
And the same beliefs. And that's what brought us together. It's not like we are forming anything per se. Yes.
Okay, what are you promising the voters as a coalition? Because you come together towards an election. So what are you promising voters?
Well, what we are promising the voters is that we will...
Let me take it. Let me be honest, I've been in parliament for quite long. What happens in parliament when we belong to a party, 2 o'clock before we start, or quarter past 2 o'clock, all political leaders call their members of parliament. They are whipped into line. All ZANU MDC have been whipped. ZANU PF have been whipped. You cannot say whatever you think in parliament when you actually belong to a political party. You sing a chorus, what your leaders say. If 2 political leaders agree over a meal, over lunch, all those members of parliament will not diverge. Some of you have been in parliament, you have seen when most of the time the chief whip is going to give the speaker a paper. Those are the names the speaker will actually nominate to say speak. Actually, the whipping system is a bad system. It does not represent the views of the people. You will find one moment, if someone have attended parliament, you find the speaker mentioning the name of a person who is not even in parliament, because he's got the name of that person from the party. So we are representing people first, people's interest first, people's belief first. I think we've done, maybe the last question.
Okay.
I think, yes, the last question.
You have said there is a spectrum of some violent incidents that is disturbing your campaigns. Really, is the coalition going to be an answer to that problem of violence?
Can you rephrase your question?
I'm saying you said you are being disturbed from campaigning by incidents of violence. Is the coalition going to help you overcome those incidents?
Yes, like we have said, what strategies we are doing on the ground, we will not reveal to you because some of you maybe web colleagues who are actually perpetrating violence. We have got strategies. Like my colleagues almost mentioned one of the strategies, I was shocked because the violence happens through most of us. Some of those who are doing violence are known people. We've reported them to the police. Like you see what is happening in Urungwe. We had some government ministers actually talking. We've got their videos, we've listened to them, we know them, we worked with them, we even know their voices. Actually planning and actually saying to the people, we'll protect you in whatever happened using state machinery. So we will not reveal them here.
I think you once said the candidate for was nearly abducted.
Yes.
We would like to know if
What happened?
Come again.
I want to explain the scenario.
New scenario.
The near abduction.
Okay. Yeah, there are some guys in my constituents. Most of them are from ZANU-PF. Some I can identify them. They came twice now with different vehicles, with no registration. Yesterday, after a meeting with ZEC, there was a Toyota Hiace with a yellow plate. There were 3 guys. They were trying to grab me. Unfortunately, I thank God.
I think later you can add there since the thing is under police. Thank you very much, people who read what you write tomorrow and on the 11th.